Call of Duty World at War starts off on the islands of Macon, Paliliu, and Okinawa.
Grab a rifle. We're gonna tear this place apart.
Oh baby, let's do this. Oh my
Signal
god.
the strike team.
We got the classic. Oh my god.
As soon as you get put into gameplay on Call of Duty World at War, you immediately see a village just explode right in front of your eyes, and it just looked so badass. And this is a 2008 title, and it being this good is actually insane. And right off the rip, I was using this crazy baby right here, the Type 100. This is one of my babies. I love using all the World at War classic weapons, especially the PPSH and the P40. All those classic weapons are inside of Call of Duty World at War, and the feeling of immersive, of just nonstop action inside of this game is actually pretty insane. There's just so many explosions, and your teammates or the voiceovers are always talking. The little subtitles are pretty immersive too, and the voice acting is pretty decent. And overall, the graphics look pretty good for being a 2008 title off the Xbox 360. But as of playing this in 2024, it looks really good. The one thing I noticed about Call of Duty World at War, there's a lot of little in-game little cutscenes here. So as you see here, what you're seeing on screen here is like your teammate going after this guy, shooting him, and it just looked like a cinematic movie. And it's very immersive instead of you just killing enemies and nothing happening. It's like the gameplay is showing you like what it would look like in actual real life, other than you just shooting the enemies, then just like falling over and dying, and then just nothing else happens. Even the gunplay and sniping feels really good and well polished. Since World at War is an old title from 2008, there's going to be less items to really focus on. And there's weapons you get in Airstrike later down the story. It feels less overwhelming, if that even makes sense. In newer Call of Duty, there's like field upgrades and like all these abilities, and just like Call of Duty World at War is just like the weapons, and just the environment to fight off. And World at War is just so basic. Call of Duty back then was such more basic than it is today. Running into a bug that, the teammate was just running in place and like moonwalking backwards. Some pretty weird moments. There is also times where enemies will come up from the hiding in the grass, and it feels more open instead of enemies just randomly just standing there. It's more unexpected gameplay. Getting these slow motion moments and actually showing the player getting wounded or getting dragged across the sand onto a boat while shooting your pistol while being dragged, it adds more complex gameplay. Some games don't even reach that point until the end of the game.
Oh crap. You got a katana. Give me that. Oh, we're wounded. I can't hit my shots. I need aimbot.
You're gonna be okay, just hang in there.
I'm not. I'm dying.
Moments like seeing massive explosions and seeing everyone fighting and blood in the water, and seeing gunfire shots from every direction, and seeing planes flying above you, and just total chaos everywhere. And also a little bit of funny moments in here too.
Look at the way they move in the water. That's so funny. Look at them.
As you push up onto shore, you will see dead corpse of missing body parts after the massive explosion, actually showing the aftermath of destruction.
Oh my god. Flamethrower, look at that.
And also, this is one of my favorite parts of using this weapon I'm using here on screen. The gameplay will show itself.
Ready for the sound. It's getting up. It's coming up. There it is, MX Grand. The beautiful sound.
Using a mouth deterrent to spray all the enemies down and see the massive destruction.
The hell, the dude's inside the vehicle.
Let's push down this swampy forest. Nothing could possibly go wrong here.
Poor bastard must have been shot down this morning. Fuselage is still smoking. Check for survivors.
I like that dude's voice. Like nice and deep. What the?
Instead of just getting knocked down and hit by a bayonet, this is what happens.
Oh! Oh, I thought I died right there. Oh, got achievement.
Also, getting a sniper with a bayonet on it and just going ham with it, like the animation on it is so like gritty and bloody. It feels really awesome and immersive to use a bayonet on your weapon other than it being there for looks. What it allows you to use that against other enemies and just go haywire.
Come here, boy. Oh, you want some of this too? Oh, you want some of this too? What the hell's that lunge? Oh, I'm on a bayonet streak.
Instead of just going here and just killing enemies, there's things where you just pick up a flamethrower and you just destroy these trenches of this building and just burst into flames with your flamethrower. The interactions you get during the missions, other than just like clearing stuff to take out enemies, this person will tell you to do this and go do that, and you actually are involved in the story other than you just going to a random spot and just killing enemies, if that makes any sense. We had another part where the enemies were actually hiding in the grass. Once again, I had the flamethrower and they got a little surprised. And my only bad thing about this campaign is when you're getting like hit from behind but next to a bayonet, only have a few seconds to actually react. And this is the clip I'm about to show now. It will understand why I say this.
Dude, I had like 2 seconds to react. Like, really? How did he even get behind me?
Exploring areas, then noticing places that look familiar that was into zombie maps.
Let's knock to a totem right here, guys.
Overseeing the tanks just absolutely going to war with the other team and just seeing the battle actually going on. Overview of all of the destruction of the fire, all the planes and all the tanks shooting, and you get this overlook of what actually is going on. And the World at War was definitely a masterpiece. Using a bazooka on tanks to make them explode, and it just the aftermath of the destruction is actually very incredible. Some of the parts actually felt very overwhelming. There'd be a lot of enemies, but in my head I was like, no, screw it. I'm just gonna bring out the flamethrower and just burn them all down. Just a moment like this, there's just like too many enemies. It's too close to comfort. Showing a cutscene into gameplay, showing your player wounded while soldiers are just looking over other dead bodies, just making sure they're actually dead. And this was a gruesome moment. This gave me the heebie-jeebies because this moment felt so real in like real life, because you could see like what they're doing, checking if the soldiers are actually still alive, other than just like look at them and just walking past them. But it just tells you the realism in the World at War, and it just gives you the feeling of you're actually in it. And it could be a bad thing or a good thing, as you see here as this plays out. It's just how gruesome this is and bloody, and your character is like in this, like at this part I'm like puckering my butthole because like, dude, like please don't send me, please don't send me, please don't send me. And having those moments inside of Call of Duty World at War is pretty insane. And we meet a special friend at this part.
Remember this mission very vividly. Reznov, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Oh my god, can I please have that? I want this gun. I want this. This is my favorite weapon of Call of Duty of all time. Please let me have it.
Meeting up with Reznov, and he's going to show us how to use the sniper in action, how to be sneaky, and what a war of showing how to be sneaky and just like act like playing dead is a very incredible thing to how soldiers survived in the war back in the day. And it shows a lot of realism and how they actually did a part of this.
Shoot! No! Again!
ItsBuzzer, baby. That's how we do it. What think you're doing? I love doggies, but oh my god. I'm sorry, puppy. I love you. I love dogs. I swear to God, I love dogs. I didn't mean to kill you. It's part of the game.
Getting stuck stranded in a building with soldiers outside, scorching a flamethrower from multiple windows, so we have to crawl under it, giving the environment a crazy feeling of everything burning around you.
That shelf just fell on me and it scared the hell out of me. Like I said, we're in a burning house right now. Just out of my comfort.
getting knocked down by a flaming piece of wood that's being devastated through this burning building and actually seeing the effect of it falling on us.
Oh crap. We're burning. Help us.
Here, my friend. Take my hand. I need you alive.
And actually showing your character limping and being wounded other than just walking and being just fine. There's actually like a character of your reaction to what's actually happening inside of the game.
Oh my god, we're getting heated like an oven. Where am I going? I'm just gonna keep going straight. Alright, that was badass.
Kommunisten!
Oh no, 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 no.
Ja, mit dem Flammenwerfer. Verbrennt diese Russenschweine.
Dimitri, we thought you were among the dead in the massacre at the square.
He was among them, but not one of them.
They saved
We're about
us.
to assault the communicate.
The German command calling for help.
Oh,
Dimitri and I
MP40
will provide
is also one of my
cover from above.
favorites.
Wait till you hear the screams of
Using the MP40 felt very great on World at War. Just nice and classic weapons. There's so many classic weapons at World at War, and this felt amazing. Just killing enemies with the MP40 because it's such a classic weapon. It just felt really great. Barely no recoil at all, and it just felt very generic and unique, and it felt really good.
keep firing.
Actually showing the animation of you actually throwing the Molotov, just instead of just throwing the Molotov and having no animation at all.
On top out. On top out.
Using a flamethrower in the trenches of the World at War and it being awesome. Using a shotgun to plow through enemies. Using the tank as cover to shoot enemies while your teammates are fighting with you. Using tanks to blow up other tanks in a mass destruction of this huge battlefield. And I was not expecting using a tank at World at War. I don't remember this vividly at all, but using a tank in this it's very awesome. Using weapons like the PBSH and the classic weapons. Even the STG-44, one of the most favorite weapons that I've used back in the World at War, and this gun felt really good. The iron sights looked really good on it, and it felt really good to use in this game. Most of the zombies that we see in World at War are literally cut up pieces from the campaign. As you see here, this is Verrucht. I think, hopefully I'm right. This is Verrucht. So as you play the campaign, you will see these classic locations, and they look familiar from playing zombies. During one of the missions, you will get to use a black hat, and in the middle of the ocean, shooting down at ships, instead of just sitting in one spot, you can actually move around to different turrets and make it more complex and more immersive and just pretty much less boring. That feeling of just using this turret just to spray down just ships, it's just an incredible moment.
You can make it, my friend. You always survive.
the honor should be yours.
As long as you live. The heart of this army can never be broken.
Things will change, my friend. As heroes, we will return to Russia's embrace.
Call of Duty World at War Zombies is a popular mode in the Call of Duty World at War game where players fend off waves of zombies in a survival horror setting. After completing the single-player campaign and watching the credits, you can access Nocturne Totem Mission to Play Zombies mode. The mode challenges players to survive as long as possible against the undead, using points earned from defeating zombies to buy weapons and repair barricades. Surviving in Call of Duty World at War Zombies can be quite challenging, but there are some tips to help you last longer against the hordes. So number one is going to be teamwork. If you're playing with others, communication and cooperative cooperative are key. Share resources and cover each other's backs, and managing resources, use your points wisely to buy weapons and perks. Don't forget to repair barricades for extra points, and it can help hold the zombies back off a little bit longer so you can reload your gun or shoot them. And knowing your maps, familiarize yourself with layout, including zombie spawns and weapon locations and checkpoints, can really help you strategize your gameplay. And there's also perks. Knockdown Totem doesn't have perks. Knockdown Totem was the first survival mode to introduce in Call of Duty Zombies, but if you buy the DLCs, they will have Pack-a-Punch. Utilize a perk of cola machines after turning on the power to gain abilities like extra health or faster reload. Weapon upgrades. Pack-a-punching your weapon will make them much effective in later rounds. And also learning to train zombies, which involves grouping them into a tight horde, then circling around to avoid getting trapped. Also aiming for the heads, conserve ammo, and take down zombies quicker. Special zombies use grenades, use other special weapon strategies to clear large groups of zombies, and try to stay mobile to keep moving to avoid getting cornered, or find a good route to run that allows you to gather zombies and dispatch them efficiently. Like, the coolest things about zombies is actually like trying to beat your highest record. So if you made it to like round 5 or 10, it's like, you know what? I want to sit down, I want to strategize my gameplay and see if I can beat my own round. And getting dedicated to that, learning the spawns and just learning where the mission box is, open to what door, find a spot to camp, mow down zombies, and find the rhythm of training them, trying to get ammo for your weapon, stay alive long as possible. And it's like a bunch of chaos and a lot of hell. I was actually lucky enough to actually find a match of multiplayer in War in 2024. It took a bit, but finally found some games. Especially, I'm surprised that I didn't find any hackers, but there was a lot of connection issues. But other than that, I was able to still play the game. And War in 2024 is such a classic gameplay, so much different from today's Call of Duty. The connection was still quite bad, lagging everywhere, and people laying on the ground, and that was just another form of people slide canceling or jumping. War didn't have the same mechanics that today Call of Duty has, so it was just that. So the mechanics have an XP bar at the bottom and of your screen, the classic minimap on the top left. The knifing animation can be very annoying and obnoxious and very clunky, and the lunge on it was pretty bad. It reminded me of the Call of Duty Ghost lunge of knifing, like how crazy it was. And the aim assist could get quite annoying in this game also. So it's pretty insane to be looking back at Call of Duty War. It really was a certified masterpiece back then. This is what Call of Duty was, and looking back at this years later, it's like, wow, this is what Call of Duty came out to be. And look at it today. Now it's nothing but Nicki Minaj and glow up sticks and these bundles and just weird bunny rabbits and skins. And today's Call of Duty, it just doesn't make sense. So just looking back at how Call of Duty came from, it's actually kind of sad, because if you play this game, play the old classic Call of Duties and look at each Call of Duty, how they progressively got upgraded over the years, and see how much add-ons and DLCs and like all the bundles and the stores and microtransactions, how it just added up. How are you guys one-shotting when I literally got hit markers? This game feels so weird right now. Like, I'm still not used to this classic gameplay. Just so used to playing today's Call of Duty and going back to this, but it feels really weird and too classic for me, actually. Right, spawns are still crap, as I see here. I think it's always been Call of Duty's bread and butter. It was crappy spawns. There's a tank. Oh my god. Knife me, buddy. Good shot. Why do people keep crawling on the ground? It's the most obnoxious thing to do. Oh, gotcha. One top. My god, what the hell? Dude, what's the point of pointing at your pistol when you can't shoot your main weapon? How do people zoom in so quickly and I'm not moving so slow? Here, boy, blow this sucker up. I'm like losing every game. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video and why Call of Duty War was a masterpiece. If you guys want to see more videos like this in the near future, let me know in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification to never miss a video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.